Yo, what's up guys? Sensus here. And today we're going to be talking about the current state of WoW PvP. You might have seen some other YouTubers such as Kobrak, Pilav, Zwen, and some other guys give their opinions recently. I thought I'd go ahead and give my whole 2 cents in the whole subject of the current state of the game. Now before I get started, I just want to make it known that I don't have any intentions of quitting WoW anytime soon. Unless of course something unforeseen happens, which is probably not going to happen anytime soon, but does that mean I'm not going to branch out into other games in the near future just to play other games and make other content? No. I plan to make videos on games like Heroes of the Storm and Overwatch when that finally comes out, and possibly some other games. So if you guys start seeing other games other than WoW on my channel in the near future, don't think that I quit WoW. That's, I would make a video if I quit WoW, guys. Come on, you know me. I wouldn't just end up leaving you guys high and dry and just start making new content randomly without letting you know whether or not I quit the main game that I have on my channel. That would be stupid. And I would also view it as kind of inconsiderate, because I don't just view this as my channel, I view it as our channel. That's how I've always viewed it. And you guys have the most important role. You guys make up the community. Without the community, without, any sort of community, YouTube would be nowhere, WoW would be nowhere, WoW on YouTube would be nowhere. So you guys are the most important pieces of the puzzle that make up what we do as content providers. Now before I go off on more of a tangent, let's get back to the main point of this video, which is to discuss the current state of PvP. So how I'm going to do this is I'm going to discuss what I think Blizzard did well with WoD so far, and what I think they could do to improve to make PvP feel a little bit less stale and a little bit more smooth flowing and just fun in general. Okay, so let's start off with the positives. The ability prune, I think it was needed. Now I don't know about you guys, but by the end of MOP, my entire UI was just full of keybinds, and I don't think I'd be able to handle any more abilities on my bars than I already had. So definitely I believe the ability prune was a good thing, even though they got rid of some instant CCs like disarms and stuff like that, which some people believe is a bad thing because they made the game a little bit easier. But for me personally, I think the whole ability prune in general was a good thing. I think it was good for the game and good for the whole PvP community in general. And they made it a little bit easier so new players can get into PvP without having a million buttons to look at. And that actually brings me to the next thing I wanted to talk about, and that is skirmishes. I think that was a great re-addition to the game. It gives new PvPers a chance to get a feel for arenas and see what they're like before actually queuing into rated against players that somewhat know what they're doing. And it's definitely good practice for positioning, CC, and just getting used to how your class works in arena. Alright, now unfortunately that's pretty much all the good things I had to say about WoD so far. So let's get into what I think Blizzard can improve on, and a couple ideas that I had on what they could do to kind of fix how things are right now. Now keep in mind, this is the first PvP arena season for WoD. So that's one thing you guys got to keep in mind. If you recall, the first PvP season of every single expansion was always bad. So things are definitely going to improve as the expansion progresses. So I just felt like I needed to make that clear before I gave you guys my ideas on what I think Blizzard could do to, I guess, fix PvP and make it a little bit better. And also take everything I say with a grain of salt. Nothing's completely thought through. These are just ideas and thoughts I've had on what they could do to make things a little bit better. So the first thing I want to talk about is the lack of dispels with the current CC in the game. So okay, dispel is on an 8-second cooldown. That means if you get polyed or feared and then dispelled, the warlock or mage could just follow up that dispel with another poly or fear. So say you're going up against an RMD, you get polyed once, your healer dispels it, then you're going to get polyed again, and then possibly the druid's going to come over and bash you into clone, and it's just too much CC and there's not enough dispels in the game. So what I think Blizzard could do to kind of fix this is put cleanse on a lower cooldown, say like 4 seconds, nothing too crazy, just to make it fair. Or they could also put poly and fear on a slight cooldown. I think that'd be going a little bit too far though. I think that would mess a lot of things up. So I think if they just lower the cooldown on cleanse, or maybe give healers 2 cleanses to use and keep the 8-second cooldown, I think that'd be fair too. The next issue I think Blizzard needs to address is the amount of melee cleaves in the game. There's too many comps out there right now that are just winning because they can just train down a healer, and in the current meta of the game, they can actually succeed in doing that. So what I think Blizzard could do to kind of fix this issue is tone on the burst for certain classes that need it. I'm not going to name any classes because I don't want to get flamed, but I think we all know which classes I'm talking about. And one thing they definitely shouldn't do is try to make a random change, like reduce the damage players taking PvP by 10% and then revert that change. Oh wait, that already happened. But yeah, anyway, Blizzard really needs to take a look at every single class and see what's wrong, see what PvPers are saying, see what the top players are saying. The best thing I think Blizzard could do is have their PvP team sit down with the top players, sit down with the guys that experience the top level of gameplay in PvP. I think that's the best thing Blizzard could do, just have their guys sit down with the top PvPers and just talk about what's wrong with the game and fix it from there. I think that would show the whole PvP community that Blizzard cares and that they want to make changes to help improve the whole experience in general. Okay, moving on from that, the next thing I want to discuss is just the total lack of new PvP content in general. So it's no secret that Blizzard can, if they wanted to, make a new arena map every month, every other month. They definitely have the resources and the money to do that. You don't really have to be a mathematician to see how much they make a month just off the game subscription alone. So anyway, what I'm trying to get here is if Blizzard wanted to, they could constantly put out new PvP content on maybe not a monthly, I think that's going a little bit too far, but a bi-monthly basis, they could definitely do that. And I think some PvP game types in general are getting a little bit stale. I mean, over the years, we've only seen Battlegrounds with capture flag and objective-based node defense. But one game type I think everybody wants Blizzard to add as soon as possible is a team deathmatch game type. And I don't think that'd be that difficult for Blizzard to actually implement, because they could use old PvP maps like Warsong Gulch or Twin Peaks to actually implement that. And I think just adding that small game type would somewhat revitalize the game and make it feel a little bit more fresh. Nonetheless, I'm going to stop right there because I don't want this video to turn into a rant. Now, I did have some other stuff I wanted to touch on, but I'm going to leave them for another time. Let me know what you guys think of this in the comments. If you agree with me, if you disagree with me, if you have any other ideas, I want to hear everything. And of course, as always, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.